When working in your English course, it's extremely important that you are familiar with Pearson because that's where your textbook is located and where you're going to need to go for vital information to complete your assignments. So we're going to walk through the steps on how to get to Pearson and then how to submit the work that we have completed while using our textbook back in Blackboard. So the first thing we're going to want to do is to look in our locker and make sure that we know our login information for the textbook. The locker is located on the left-hand side of your screen. When you click that tab, you're going to see these nice tutorial videos and then also a locker with your name. Marsha Brady has allowed us to use her course for the day, so we're going to click her name because we're looking at her locker for her login information. We're going to click passwords because that's where all of our login information will be located. And then we're going to write this down in a safe place so that we're able to access it easily when we actually go to the textbook. Her username is her student number followed by the underscore Clay. Yours may be just your student number. It may have a version of this with Clay in the front, so you're going to want to check into your locker to see exactly what your specific login information looks like. Your password will be written out in numbers and letters, so you'll be able to see it when you come to the screen. So once you have that information, you're going to go to Destination Lessons, which is also over there on the left side of your screen. That's where you're going to go to access all of your material for the class. We know that we are currently working in Module 1, so we're going to click the title of Module 1 and that will take us to our classwork. Once we're there, we have two options for navigating, and it's whatever you are most familiar with and what is most comfortable for you. You can look over here on the right hand side and click the right hand arrows, and that will take you from one page to the other. You can also go back if you need to, or you can come over to the table of contents and simply click the title of the page that you want to jump to. One thing to note while you're looking at this table of contents is anytime you have a combination of numbers and letters like 101A, 101P, 101B, 102A, inside that page there's an assignment that needs to be submitted. So those are definitely important pages for you to pay attention to. If you don't have that combination of numbers and letters, like here's just 102, know that that's an important page with information, but it's not a page with an assignment. So as we're moving through the material, the page that's going to take us to our Pearson portal is the time for takeoff page. Kind of think about it as we're taking off out of Blackboard, moving into a different place. Once you come to this page, there's some important information you're going to want to look at before you actually go to Pearson. The first thing you're going to want to do is look at that flight checklist. The flight checklist is going to have the information for that lesson. It's going to have the titles of the lessons that you're looking at, and it's also going to have a list of exactly what you should do while you're in Pearson. It's important that you pay attention to the verbs. Here we're told to view something, we're studying something, we're reading, viewing, read, and then we have complete. So we're doing lots of things while we're in Pearson, but there are only two assignments that we need to complete. It's important to note that we're not going to complete those inside Pearson. There's no way to receive a grade for those there. You're going to complete those and submit them back in Blackboard, but you're going to look at these pages to get the information that you need. So our other document, the Pearson document, is actually where you can use, or something you can use to complete those assignments. So if we go back to Blackboard, we're going to look at the other file. Notice this 101P, P for Pearson. This Pearson file will always have a P in the title and will also always be submitted inside that Pearson assignment for each lesson. Notice there's 101P, 102P, 103P, and so on and so forth. So if we open up that file, it's going to open by default in as a Word document. because that's the way it's been saved, but you also have the option of opening it as a PDF file if you don't have Microsoft Word. If you have Word, all you would have to do is simply type your responses into the blanks, answer the questions, save your file, and then submit. If you open it as a PDF, if you're allowed to fill it in as a fillable document, you're welcome to do that, save and submit, or you can go ahead and print, handwrite your responses, or type your answers into the text box. It's totally up to you how you complete it, whatever is the easiest. The only requirement I have is that I'm able to read your work and know which questions you're answering. So if you do choose to type your answers in the text box or on another sheet of paper, please be sure that you number the questions that you're answering, so I am able to determine what your responses are connected to. So we're going to leave both of these files open when we go to Pearson so that we're able to come back and access them. The next important thing is going to be this airplane. The airplane is what you click to actually launch and go to Pearson. So we're going to click the airplane, and this is going to open a new window for us, and this is where we're going to use that login information we got out of our locker. So we're going to type in our login, so our username, and we're logging in for Marcia. What we're going to do once we get here is click the Explore tab. The Explore tab is going to take us to our interactive digital pathway, and here we're going to click the number that corresponds with the module that we're currently working in. So we know that we're in Module 1, so we're going to click Module 1. When we move to Module 2, we'll click Module 2, and so on through the rest of the semester. So right now we're in Module 1, so now we see this new drop-down menu, and what we're going to do is go back to our flight checklist that we've printed out and we have right beside us, and we're going to match the title that's on our flight checklist to the title we see in Pearson. Here's Introducing the Big Question, Introducing the Big Question. And we know that while we're there, we're going to view the Big Question video and visit Vocabulary Central to study the words. So what we'll do is click that title, and our new box is going to pop up. And to move from one page to the next, all we're going to do is click the title beside the bullet. Here's our Big Question video that we're going to view.
What is the difference?
And then we're supposed to visit Vocabulary Central, where we can look at our vocabulary words and move through the material and study. So when we're done with that, we're going to X out, go back to our menu. On our flight checklist, we were also supposed to go to Introduction, Nonfiction, and Fiction. So we're going to click that title and then move through the flight checklist as well. Notice this time there's more than one main heading, and as you click to the next, there are additional bullets for you to click. So while we're doing this, we can have our Word document open or our questions printed out beside us on the table that we can answer as we go and as we're reading the stories. When we've completed all items on the flight checklist, we're going to want to go back to Blackboard to that Pearson assignment and submit our file. Marcia has already completed this assignment, and she has saved her information in the file 101P Brady. 101P because it's the title of the assignment and her name, or her last name, which helps her teacher know exactly that file belongs to her. So since she's already submitted, she is good to go. But let's say that she had not. She could go and start a completely different attempt. And to do that, we're going to start a new submission down here on the bottom because she wants to resubmit her work. She got a comment back from Ms. Green that she needed to go and check numbers 2 and 3. So she's done that, and now she wants to resubmit. So she's going to browse her computer. She's going to find the file. Here it is, 101P Brady. She's going to type in the text box, I have completed the 1.01 plot checklist in my Pearson portal. And she's going to come down and submit. So now she has completed her Pearson file and she has submitted. Had we handwritten our information, scanned it, we would have attached it the same way. If we had chosen to simply type our answers in the text box where we typed, I've completed my information, or the checklist from the 101 lesson in Pearson, then we would have typed our answers there to submit. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how to navigate Pearson and how to complete those assignments. Please let me know how I can help.